All right, so let's roll. The topic of today is slope and writing equations of lines. All right, and you're probably thinking, well, what does this have to do with the unit we're on, parallel lines? Well, we're going to talk about lines that are parallel. What do I know about their slopes? Lines that are perpendicular. What do I know about their slopes? But that's a long ways away here today. Formula for slope? Anybody remember? Yara?
M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
That's pretty good. Usually the first thing people say to me instead of the actual correct answer is, oh, y equals mx plus b. That's not the formula for slope. That's an equation of a line, but good try. But yeah, she right off the bat, first she gave me the symbol for slope or the letter for slope, m. And I have no idea. Everyone asks me this every year. Why is it m and why is it m and not s? I have no idea. Maybe s is for something else. So m equals, yes, x y2. You said your y's on top first. Good. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It's your change in y's over your change in x's. I have another formula I like to use as well. I love to use this formula when I'm given a graph. I have a graph of a line and I can find slope. I don't usually like to plug in points. Instead, I like to use a little thing called rise over. Anybody? Run. Yep. Rise over run. That's when I'm given a graph and I can go, oh, up this, over this. And then I gave you guys 4 quick examples of all the different types of slopes. Positive, as you're going left to right, it's going uphill. Yep. Left to right, negative, going downhill. And these are usually the two people confuse. What type of line is this? Don't tell me straight. They're all straight. Horizontal. Anytime a line is horizontal, the slope is the number 0. Not no slope, the number 0. The slope is 0 versus what type of line here? Vertical, there is no slope. Undefined. None exists. Okay, none exist. All right, so let's do this. Let's see what we remember from last year. Everyone remember maybe slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b? M is my slope. We just went over that. And B is the y-intercept. What's the y-intercept again? That's where the graph does what, Tim? Crosses over the y-axis, right? Crosses over the y-axis. All right, so in question number 1, it's already in slope-intercept form, 4x plus 2. So I need you to pick off the slope for me and pick off the y-intercept so I can graph it. Slope here. What's in position of M? 4. I'm not going to call on anybody yet today. And then the y-intercept? 2. Knowing those two pieces makes this graph pretty easy. You guys probably graph the y-intercept first, correct? Which is 2. So I go to my y-axis and I graph 2. Now I use the slope to find a couple more points. How? If the slope's 4, where do I go here, Grace?
It's 4 over 1, so up 4 over to the right 1.
Okay, thank you. When you say over, it's got to be to the right. So I go up 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. I'm using rise over run to find a couple more points. And you can do another one. You only need 2 points to form a line, but 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And then whatever straight edge you have available to you, we can graph it in. Questions? Okay, that was a basic one. What's the problem with number 2, though? You know, we're not basic around here. What's your issue with number 2? Yeah, it's not y equals, right, which is slope-intercept. So I need your help converting it into y equals so I can graph this quickly. Suggestions. What do I need to do first to get this bad boy into y equals? Add 6x. I'm actually going to recopy it here and make it a little bigger for us. Move the x over. Add 6x to both sides. So I get 3y equals, and I'm going to make sure I put it in my order here, 6x plus 12. Still in y, not in y equals yet. Grace, go.
You divide everything by 3.
Everything by 3. So everything over here gets divided by 3, the 6 and the 12. So I'm looking at y equals, everyone all right, where 2x comes from, plus 4 comes from. We're okay? All right, slope and y-intercept. Let's do this now. All right, let's do this. Maisha. Slope. 2. Y-intercept. 4. Great job. Now help me graph it. Somebody help me graph it now. 1. Eric, here we go. What point do I graph first? Which is? 4 on the y-axis. How can I find more points from 4?
Up 2 over 1 to the right.
There you go. And if you want to do another one, up 2 over to the right one. Good job. Questions for you guys? How we doing? All right. So that's graphing. Now, can you write the equation for me? If I give you some info, can you write the equation in slope-intercept form? All right, so write the equation line in slope-intercept form. Just a reminder, it's got to look like y equals mx plus b when I'm done. I won't accept any other form. There are other forms, but we'll stay in y equals mx plus b. Oh, you're welcome for number 3. What did I give you? Everything. I gave you everything. So can we put it together? Give me the equation right now. I just gave you everything. You're welcome. You're welcome, Tim.
Y equals 3x plus 4.
Yeah. Wow. Everyone all right? Whew. Oh, now it gets a little tricky now. Now I only gave you the slope, and I gave you a point the line goes through, 2, -4. So which piece are we missing here? Which piece are we missing? The y-intercept. I got to find the y-intercept. I prefer not to graph either to find it. You know what the slope is? -1. So I know my equation at the end is going to be y equals -x, and then I got to figure out this b stuff. I'll let you guys talk if you want. Anybody remember a way you could find the y-intercept given this point on the line? I don't want to graph either. Anybody remember? What are we missing, by the way? Again, what are we missing? The b value, aren't we? The b value? We're missing the b value. Do you know the slope? Do you know an xy coordinate that the line goes through? Oh, so I basically can use the slope-intercept equation to solve for b. What's the y coordinate you know it goes through? Okay, ready? Plug it in. -4 is the y coordinate. Equals to, what's the slope? -1 times the x coordinate it goes through. 2 plus, let's solve. Maybe last year, maybe, a little help? Maybe? All right, good talk. Good talk. Everyone wants to be critical of my designer wear as soon as I walk in, but nobody wants to do any math. See how it is. How you moving that -2 over? Add it. So what's my y-intercept here?
-2.
-2. So my equation, y equals -x minus 2. So I can use the slope-intercept form to solve for b. Any issues? Oh, boy, look at number 3. Did I give you the slope?
No.
Did I give you the y-intercept? Oh, so sad, kids. So sad. I didn't give you anything. Nothing to start with. How about let's start. Can you find the slope?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I believe we wrote down something at the beginning that finds slope, right? Changing the y's over the change in the x's. Yeah, we can find slope first. Here we go. M equals y2. I do want to make one comment about this because order does matter. Let me just pick on somebody here first. 1, 7. Maddie, right? Give me your 2 y coordinates, please. Doesn't matter the order. 2 y coordinates. Yep, -3 minus 0. Now, do you see how Maddie gave me -3 as her first y coordinate? You need to give me its x coordinate first as well. So -3 belongs to what x coordinate?
Oh wait, what? Sorry.
Hi, I'm math. Have we met? Yeah. -3 belongs to what x coordinate? 7, right? I can't put 5. This isn't like a mix and match type thing. Whatever y you put down first, the corresponding x has to go down first as well. So 7 minus 5. -3 over 2. There's your slope, -3/2. Please leave it as a fraction. All right. Can you guys help me find the b value now? Are we going to find it any different than we did in problem 2? No. No, but you got a decision to make. What do I mean you got a decision to make?
You decide which pair you're gonna use.
Yeah. You got 2 points. Pick one. Class decision. Which I already know, but
5 and 0.
yeah, that's what I figured. 5 and 0, right? Ooh, don't want to touch the net one with a negative in it. Don't want to do that in honors, do we? What's the y coordinate?
0.
0. We just found the slope to be. Oh boy, why did I do that? Because I'm thinking ahead. -3/2 times 5. Plus b. He's asking me to do a fraction times a number. Good thing I got a calculator. 0 equals, what's that, -15/2 plus b. How do you move it over?
You add 15.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if do we need the calc for this one? Come on. Who's going to be pressing the buttons? 0 plus 15/2. Who's going to be pressing the buttons? Your b value?
15.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's right, because I was adding 0 to it. All right, put them together. Put them together for me. What's your equation? Oh, 5 spot. Don't have one. Oh, 3 for 3. Nope. Chloe, hello.
Y equals -3 over 2x plus 15x.
You all right? Give them 2 points. Give them the slope and a point. We should be all right tonight. All right, I do want to spend a couple minutes on, because this is all great. And then you know when the chaos happens? When we start talking about a vertical or horizontal line. Oh! What is going on with that?
On the graph.
What's the issue? You can't graph 2 things on one graph. I got to give you 2 separate ones. I think we'll be all right. All right, so on the graph, draw a horizontal. First of all, plot 5, -1, then draw a horizontal line through it. Oh boy. Where's 5, -1? And what's a horizontal line look like? What is the equation of that line? Oof, it's a little different when it's vertical and horizontal. It's a little different, the equation. What's up, Maddie?
Well, I was going to say that there's no slope, but the
Oh
y-
no, don't say that. Slope is 0.
But would you write 0x?
You could, but I'm not going
Okay.
to. Yep, you're getting to where we're going to here. Yep. Ready? Everyone, settle down, Matt. I'm teaching. Here's what I want you to do right now. Pick a point right now, and you don't yell out anything. I want you to pick a point on that line. Ready? Pick a point on that line. Ask yourself, answer this question in your head. What's the y coordinate of that point? Just answer that question right now in your head. Got the answer? Okay, go to another point on the line. Go. Ask yourself, what's the y coordinate of that point? Did you come up with the same answer as before? What's all the y coordinates on that line are going to be what? -1. You just found out the equation. Y equals -1. No slope, 0 slope, right? 0x. All right, you could put y equals 0x minus 1. That's still an appropriate one, but 0 times anything is 0. So, all right, so y equals -1. Let's do a vertical line now and see if we can come up with a pattern to write down. Draw a vertical line through 4, 3 for me. 4, 3. Remember, there's no slope for a vertical line. So any vertical line, what would be the equation there? Ready? Pick a point on that line for me. Say in your head, what's the x coordinate? Pick another point. Is the x coordinate the same as the previous one? What are all the x coordinates on here? 4, right? So my equation is going to be not y equals 4, but x equals 4. Yep. So can we come up with some kind of rule here? If it's horizontal line, it'll always start with what? Y equals, I'm just going to put, this is, everyone knows that's a symbol for number. It's not hashtag. I'm not trying to trend here. Okay, y equals a number for any horizontal line. And then vertical would be x equals some number. Okay, x equals some number. If you guys want a little device to remember this is how, still to this day, I remember what's horizontal and vertical. Horizontal line always goes through has to go through what axis? Any horizontal line goes through what axis? Y. Any vertical line goes through what axis? X. That's how I remember what starts with X and what starts with Y. Use it if you want. It's up to you. Questions about horizontal and vertical? I just wanted to touch upon it because the equations are a little different. Matt?
Is it possible for a vertical line to be on the x and y axis?
What do you mean?
If it goes through the x axis, couldn't it also be on the y axis?
So you're talking here?
Yeah.
So that would be, it goes through, well, it is the y axis,
Yeah.
but going through the x. So that would be x equals 0. Okay? Anybody else? All right, here's what I'm building up to this ending here. Why are we doing slope y equals mx plus b when the title of this unit is parallel and perpendicular lines? Because that's exactly where I need you to go. A line parallel. So here's what I'm asking for. Write me an equation of a line that's parallel to this one, but going through negative 2, 5. So what are the two things we need again? If I'm going to write an equation of any line, what are the two things I need? Slope, I need the m value, right? I need the slope, and I need the y-intercept. Those are the two things you're going to need to provide before you write the equation. All right, let's talk with slope, which is the big part of today. You guys remember anything last year? Two lines are parallel to each other. Something about their slopes? Kevin?
They have the same slope.
Anybody? Yeah. Coming back? Anybody? A little bit? Two lines are parallel, they have the same slope. So the slope of this line I gave you and the slope of the line I'm creating should be the same. Can you help me find the slope of this line? Because I don't like the way that is right now. Do not like it. 2y equals negative 1x plus 4. Whatever the slope of this line is, it's the slope of the line I'm looking for. Help! What do I still need to do to find this slope? Ones? Relax. Ones? Do we even have an 11? Probably not. 16? Good job in the back. 6, there we go. Hi, Lucy. How are you? Good. I'm doing well too. Thanks for asking.
So you have to divide by 2 on both sides.
Yep. So what do you get here? Y equals, I like to leave that as a fraction, negative 1/2 x plus 2. Good job. Next, what's the slope of that line then? 3? Niara?
1/2, negative 1/2.
Okay, so that'll be the slope of my parallel line. Everyone, we're all in agreement? All right, Kevin just said if two lines are parallel, slopes are equal. So m here is going to be negative 1/2. I don't need to do anything to it. Y-intercept, we've done this already. How do I find the b value? I'm given a point on the line. Given a point on the line. Use y equals mx plus b to find the y-intercept. All right, talk to me. Tell me what to plug in here. 12. Let's go, Reka. Let's go.
Put in negative 2 and 5.
For what here?
Okay.
Let's start. What do you want me to plug in for y?
5.
5. Slope?
4. What? Negative 1/2. Negative 1/2.
Are you going to get your act together today? You're rattled right now. You ready?
Yeah.
Negative 1/2 x
Plus negative, no, plus 2.
where m is your slope, negative 1/2 times the x coordinate. What's the x coordinate?
Negative 2.
So times negative 2.
Negative 1.
We good there?
Yeah.
Plus b. I'm going to solve for b. Everyone else, good deal here? 5 equals, what do you get, positive 1 there? Plus b. What's your b value?
4.
All right, so my equation of this line will be y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4. What do I want you to write in that box right there? What did we come up with? What do you know about slopes of parallel lines? They are equal to each other. So if two lines are parallel, the slopes are equal. Last one. Then you guys get to start your assignment. What about perpendicular? Ooh. So give me equation of a line that's perpendicular to y equals 4x minus 3, and you're welcome on this. The y-intercept's 8. Still need slope of this line. We'll talk about that in a second. And I'm still going to need the y-intercept. Those are the two things you need to write the equation of any line. What did I already give you?
This one, I mean the Y.
Yep, that's equal to 8. You don't have to do any work like we did up there. I already gave you 8. You're welcome. All right, let's talk about the slope. What do I know about these two lines? Okay, so the slopes aren't equal. Okay, slopes aren't equal. Remember the relationship between the slopes of two perpendicular lines? Parallel, they're equal. We got that's pretty clear. What if they're perpendicular? Anybody remember the relationship between them? What's up, Lucy? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. There you go. Good job. You've learned something today. Good.
Are they opposite?
What do you mean by opposite?
Like instead of 4, it would be -4?
Close.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Close. You got half of it correct. They are opposites, but I still have to do one other thing. Maddie, you want to tack on and help?
You have to switch the rise over the run. So like it'd be instead of -4 on top, it'd be -4 on the bottom.
Okay, good. I'm looking, yeah, that is correct. I just want a math vocabulary term for flipping it.
It's like reflecting or mirroring or something like that.
Well, you got the R part right, just not reflecting.
Does it start with an R?
Yeah. Reflecting.
No, Maisha.
Yes, it does start.
Is it reciprocal?
There we go. Yes. We have a vocabulary winner. Yep. Usually I got to tell classes it starts with an R and ends in reciprocal, and then they finally get it. But you guys are good. Yes, it is called the negative reciprocal. If two lines are perpendicular, their slopes are negative reciprocals. So what's the slope of my line I gave you? 4, right? Or 4/1. What would be the slope of a line now? Watch my notation. Perpendicular. I'm just going to use the perpendicular symbol there. I take 4, flip it, and change the sign. That's negative reciprocal. You flip it and change the sign. So what's the slope of my line going to be now? Not 4, not -4, but negative 1/4. You flip and change the sign. Negative reciprocals of each other. So now what's the equation? I don't have to do any work for intercept because we already knew that. Y equals negative 1/4 x plus 8. That might be a little bit of a challenge with perpendicular. All right, so here, slopes of perpendicular lines are negative reciprocals. Flip and change the sign. Flip and change the sign. Okay. Grace, go ahead.
So you would find the Y-intercept by just like if we had an ordered pair, we would plug it in.
And your new slope. Make sure you plug it correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So you'd have to find the new slope first.
Correct.
Then, okay.
To plug it in, yes. Anything else? Okay, so you guys have, looks like the bookwork tonight. Okay, bring your compass to class tomorrow. Hey, make sure, read the directions carefully because I think in the textbook, a couple of the questions say to graph, but you guys can see I say down there, don't have to graph. I don't want you to get out graph paper or anything, so I don't think there's any graphing tonight. All right, don't graph. All right, yep. Okay, so if you want to get going on that, grab your Chromebook or just grab a book up there, go right ahead.